weird science. One of my favorite films in which two misunderstood lads build a woman out of computers. And science! Yes, I modeled my whole life around this movie, even if it did turn out to be a hollow lie. But even so, it's the mad scientist's dream, and one of John Hughes' greatest films. But John Hughes also made one of my most despised movies, even though it's about the ultimate triumph of evil. Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Bueller?
Yes, we all know that part. Like the witless sheep that you are, you parrot these insipid lines and cheer for pretty boy Matthew Broderick, even as he represents everything that is lazy, uneducated, and wrong with the world. This movie has you all fooled. Ferris Bueller is laughing in your faces, even as he abuses and takes advantage of the world's naivete, kindness, and charity.
Incredible. One of the worst performances of my career, and they never doubted it for a second.
Oh, now don't get me wrong. Ordinarily, I would say screw the world's kindness, but at least I have an agenda. Ferris Bueller doesn't want to take over the world. He just wants to humiliate and manipulate people, making a mockery of simple human decency simply because he can. And everything comes easy to Mr. Bueller, doesn't it? The whole story centers around this wealthy, insufferably smug white boy named Ferris, who decides, while kicking it in his palatial estate, that he doesn't really feel like going to school today, so he decides he'll pretend to be sick.
How could I possibly be expected to handle school on a day like this?
Oh yes, I know. You've got a TV, an enormous room, video games, and the biggest stereo in the world. Why bother going to school? You're already financially set for life. School's for poor people. Idiots.
Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.
But, I'm actually about to take a dump right now, folks, so now probably wouldn't be a good time to stop and look around.
I do have a test today. That wasn't bullshit.
No! I don't want to be here! Why am I talking to another man in the shower? I can't even begin to tell you how much this kid disgusts me. His parents are kind, doting, wealthy, and outrageously stupid, so of course they deserve only to be lied to and manipulated.
It's nice to know that I have such loving, caring parents.
Oh, yes. Just look at the cold, calculating menace behind those eyes. He doesn't care for the feelings of anyone else, just the immediate gratification of Ferris Bueller and the subjugation of the weak and inferior. Ferris pretends to be so sick that it leads everyone in the school to believe that he's got a terminal illness, who immediately start fundraisers in his name.
And what if you need a favor someday from Ferris Bueller? Then where'll you be, huh? You heartless wench.
He plays upon the sympathies of an entire city, a shocking outpouring of goodwill from a merciful populace, all to fuel his selfish pursuit of a day-long vacation. What kind of soulless slime allows this fraud to go on in his name? People, friends, loved ones think he's about to die, and does he spare a thought to soothe their fears? No, of course not. Oh, it's only money that could have gone on to save lives and fund cancer research, but no, that's okay. Ferris needed a day off.
Christ.
What makes it even worse is that Ferris, this man-child born with a silver spoon in his mouth, is the most popular kid in school. So, nobody in the audience could possibly relate to him. If I pretended to be terminally ill back in high school, people would maybe donate enough nickels for me to buy a bottle of aspirin. Anyway, Ferris doesn't own a car, which is strange considering he owns a stereo and a synthesizer that, all told, probably cost him about $10,000. But whatever. He calls his friend Cameron and browbeats him into stealing his father's vintage Ferrari.
When Cameron was in Egypt's land, let my Cameron go.
Oh, but what's hilarious is that Cameron actually is deathly ill, and taking the car would almost assuredly result in Cameron's father beating him to death with a truncheon. Not that Ferris Bueller cares. No, it's much more gratifying to abuse their friendship and wring the use out of people like a dirty dish rag.
It's good for him. It teaches him to deal with his fear.
Oh, yes. You're doing Cameron a huge service by ruining his life, Ferris. And just in case you didn't hate him enough yet, he's also boning Mia Sarah. Quick, everyone, raise your hand if you would go to school every day of your life for one chance to tap that ass. Is it just me? Does he not have the perfect carefree life already? and he needs a break from this?
What is so dangerous about a character like Ferris Bueller is he gives good kids bad ideas.
Oh, well, he's very popular, Ed. The sportos, the motorheads, geeks, sluts, bloods, wastoids, dweebies, dickheads. They all adore him. They think he's a righteous dude.
I might not even care so much if this was a one-time thing. After all, everyone needs a break sometimes. But Ferris pulls this crap all the time. He's called in sick 9 times.
9 times.
9 times.
9 times.
And the parade of hurtful lies continues because Ferris has to get his girlfriend out of school too. So he calls in to tell the principal that her grandmother just died. Is there no line this man won't cross? No ground too sacred? Has he no soul? And yet when the school principal, the sole voice of reason in this farce, tries to restore a little order and bring this gold-bricking liar back to school, oh, suddenly he's the bad guy.
I did not achieve this position in life by having some snot-nosed punk leave my cheese out in the wind.
Oh, but he's an underpaid civil servant trying to ensure the spoiled, corrupt, moronic youth of this country get a proper education. Truly, a villain such as this needs to be punished and humiliated. That'll show you for trying to enrich the youth of America. Because Ferris is the hero, you know. Oh, true, he's committed numerous felonies and it's not even lunchtime yet, but it's all in good fun. Speaking of lunch, our compulsive liar hero takes his friends to a high-class restaurant and pretends to be a prominent sausage baron with a reservation. Then they go to watch the Cubs lose, pretend they have culture by going to a museum, and head up the Sears Tower. Oh, I'm sorry, Willis Tower now. And yet during this tour of all of Chicago's most famous landmarks, they didn't see the Urkel House? That's like going to Disneyland and not seeing Captain EO. Later on, they get stuck in traffic because there's a parade going through downtown, so they decide to ditch the cab. Wait, so Ferris goes to all this trouble to steal the Ferrari, only to park it in a garage and take a taxi anyway? I'm not sure Ferris is Cameron's friend as much as he is his most dire, hateful enemy. Anyway, they stop to check out the parade. Wait, what in the name of Heidegger's balls is this? What is he? How is he? What the hell is going on? How does someone just leap onto a parade float and start lip-syncing to Twist and Shout? Do you have any idea what would happen if I tried that?
Police! Get down on the ground! Get off the floor, fucker! Get down! Get down! Stop resisting! Stop resisting! Stop resisting! God damn it!
Well, as the day starts to wind down, they get the Ferrari back, only to realize the garage attendant installed a warp drive and launched it into space. So the mileage is a little higher than normal.
Here's where Cameron goes berserk.
This is where Cameron's soul snaps like a Twix bar. Now that he's sent his best friend into a total psychotic break, his day's work is almost complete. Now to torment him until he kills himself there. Just kidding, as if Ferris would discard his favorite tormented plaything so easily. He tries to roll back the mileage on the Ferrari by setting it to drive in reverse for a few hours, but gasp, choke, that doesn't work! Oh, well, it seems silly to me, of course, but then I went to school!
I can't wait to see the look on the bastard's face.
Do you want to just burn his house down while you're at it? Maybe screw his mom in the smoldering ashes while you sell copies of the video in the school cafeteria? And Cameron is so cowed, so destroyed by Ferris's dominant ego, that he meekly agrees to take the fall for something that's not even his fault! No. Oh, Ferris volunteers to face the music, but with Cameron it's a classic case of Stockholm Syndrome. Cameron's been so thoroughly abused by Ferris now, he's grown dependent on his control and actually feels compelled to defend it. And just when you think that Ferris's many crimes are going to catch up to him, that the police will come and put an end to this madness and lock him in the cell forever with Charlie Sheen. Wait, Charlie Sheen's playing a drug dealer? How in the hell did he pull that one off? But guess what happens at the end? He gets away with it! No consequences, no punishment, not even a light scolding. What this movie is telling us, basically, is that evil triumphs. Ferris Bueller is a diabolical, abusive sociopath who cares nothing for the feelings of others. In fact, I doubt he's even aware that other people even have feelings, or allows himself to perceive the trail of broken spirits and ruined lives he leaves in his wake. All he knows, all he wants to do, is deceive people and use them for no better reason than their pain and loss amuses him. Oh, he gets everything he wants, because the moral of this movie is the ultimate victory of preppy white privilege and the inferiority of the lower classes. I mean, come on! I may be evil, but at least I'm not full of crap. 15 years after this movie, the only thing Ferris Bueller would be qualified to do is be a fry cook on Venus. But nerds will own the restaurant, and I will own Venus. And tomorrow, the universe! You know, just as soon as I figure out the whole make a woman thing. Man's gotta have his priorities straight, doesn't he? You're still here? It's over!